There you are. Great to have you with us, my friends. I tell you, we are having a party today. It is the official launching celebration for Sandy and Friends. I know we had a soft opening some weeks ago, but this is the real certified one. So joining me is a studio full of friends. Yay! Woo! I've always wanted to do that, yes. So, anyway, it truly is wonderful, and it's unbelievable to have my own morning television show, and it even, has my name on it. But mostly, I'm so glad to be able to connect with all of you, my friends on your TVs and computers, and all my friends today, at least, here in person with me at the AZTV studio. I tell you, it's so fun to have a live audience. I feel like Rachel Ray or something. But before we get going, I wanted to give a shout out to a very few special friends. John Hafer is ailing, but he's watching from home today, and he's been my friend and supporter for many years. And yes, John, you are my favorite trumpet player. My other shout out is to Janice Best, who's in our studio audience today. Happy birthday, Janice! Yeah. Woo! So welcome, everyone, to our official inaugural Sandy and Friends episode. Now, on with the show. So we do have a great lineup today. As always, I know we've got Razor Burn with perhaps my favorite band, the Cheek Tones. And then we're going to take a tour of the beautiful, scenic Navajo Nation. And finally, delicious food in the kitchen by the Sedona Rouge Hotel's very famous and estimable chef Ron Moeller. So that's the show coming up today. So hey, I say on with the show. But I did want you to know, if you want to win $100, I have the way for you to do this. That's right, we're having a Halloween freaky or fun contest. So this is how it goes. All pets are eligible, whether it's the dogs, the cats, birds, chickens, snakes, guinea pigs, I don't care what your wonderful furry pet is. All this week you can email me photos, information on the screen of your favorite pet or pets in their darling little Halloween costumes. And you could get $100 coupon from Olson's for Healthy Animals to spend on that lovable pet. Deadline is noon Friday. Come on, get those entries in because I know there's a lot of wonderful pets out there. Okay, now the band, the Cheek Tones. Wonderful to have you on again, guys.
Thank you, Sandy. Good
love
to be
it,
here.
love it.
Thanks for having us.
Okay, so Don Cheek, you're kind of the head duck here since I named it after you. Like I'm the head duck here because it's Sandy and Friends.
No,
okay,
don't
we
say
could be
that.
different than ducks. No, you're out. Okay, so the Cheek Tones, you guys been together for a while. Of course, bands do this.
Almost 10 years we've been the Cheek Tones. We have our 10th anniversary coming up. We've already booked a show at Far From Folsom on February 2nd and 3rd.
Wow.
Right? 3rd and 4th.
Something like
whatever
that.
that weekend
Right.
is. Because that's our 10th.
Yeah.
That's our 10th anniversary. I can't
Well,
believe it's been 10 years.
congratulations. That's a big one. A shout out to you guys too.
Yeah, bands don't last that long.
No, they don't. I mean, it's very, and they do change members a little bit.
Well, you know what?
Too.
The four of us, Innes and Gary and Marty and I, we're four original members, and Drew is our 4th guitar player, I believe. So.
Wow. So you have, but you've managed to finally get the right, perfect.
Well, it's a good
mix,
combination now. We've been 4 years, Drew, since
Yeah, a
you
little
joined.
over 4 years, yeah.
Wow, phenomenal. What kind of music are the Cheek Tones most known for?
Man, friendly rock and roll is what I always call it, because I don't know what else to call it. It's because it kind of depends on when you walk in the room. We might be playing something that sounds a little country or folky or blues or.
Because I think you have like what 76 songs or something.
I think
that
we're
you
up to
guys
about
play.
80 songs that we can
Even
play,
more.
and about
Wow.
I don't know 12 or 14 of those are originals, and some of them are pretty obscure, and
Yeah.
some of them are covers everybody knows. So.
Well, and you have a big following, and all ages,
It's true. We're really fortunate to have so many people that come out to our shows and just party with us.
You have a couple of albums out, we have to
Right.
say. Razor Burn, which I mentioned because I think that's like the
Right.
coolest name
That one,
ever for Cheek
yeah,
Tones,
that's
right?
that's my ugly face on that cover of that one. Shaving with a Stratocaster. That was our first one, and that's about 8 years old. And then our new one is Second Chance at a First Impression. Good name for a second album, I guess. So.
You write most of your songs?
On these two records I did. Gary wrote one on the first one, though.
All right. Wow, our drummer. Nice.
And we did a cover on the a song the Birds wrote on the second one.
Fabulous. Well, you know what, you know, the show goes so fast. We want to hear some great Cheek Tones music. So what are you going to play for us today?
Well, actually, it's a song that took 25 years to write. I played a bar in Phoenix called the Velvet Hammer in 1977. Drew, was that the year you were born?
The year I was born.
Yeah, yeah.
The song is as old as me.
Just so you know.
You baby.
So anyway, I started the song then, but I didn't finish it until 2002. So, and it's about playing a bar
well, which is what musicians do a lot.
Might as well write about
Love
that.
it.
It's something you get to do.
Fabulous. The Cheek Tones. Take
All
it
right.
away.
Thank you, Sandy.
Here we go, it's Friday evening. We've only just begun. How come you're leaving? Have you been sitting there since such a dark and dusty room? Or could it be that this old guitar's out? Stick around, you might hear your favorite song. Maybe some Guy Clark or Elton John. I got 100 songs of other, my songs all get smothered. Do you want to hear one? Well, I've been hit by a velvet hammer, saved by a velvet song. Excuse me if I start to stammer, 'cause I stayed at the Hammer too long. Well, it's time to take a break and rest my fingers. Half the people in here think they're singers. If there was a line, they crossed it. If they had a voice, they lost it before they got here. Well, I've been hit by a velvet hammer, saved by a velvet song. Excuse me if I start to stammer, 'cause I stayed at the Hammer too long. Well, the barmaid, she's getting loud. The owner says we're too loud. And I wonder, can I hold a crowd? And I wonder, what makes me stay? Sometimes the music comes out right. Sometimes there's magic in the night. Well, you play for survival and the feeling of revival in your heart. And you're hit by a velvet hammer.
I'm an everywhere man, I'm an everywhere man. Across the desert's bare man, I breathe the mountain air man. I travel life in my share.
Wow, I tell you, look at that beautiful crowd in the studio audience. Yes, all my friends. I have so many friends. Oh, we're having so much fun today with the launch party. It's great. And so for our next guest, we have our travel expert. He's author, hiker, you name it, writer, author, Roger Naylor. Great to have you with us.
Thank you so much for having me. You picked me at random out of the crowd, and what a fortunate break for me.
Yeah, you just happened to be here. Fortunate break for me as well.
Exactly.
But you have always, you tell us about some really neat places in Arizona to go, to hike, to see.
I spend my days rambling around Arizona looking for beauty. It's the easiest job in the world. There is no such thing as a wrong turn. Wherever you go, you find something wonderful.
It's an exploration.
Every day I find scenery that bites my heart in half. It's just, this is such an amazing state, and I
told you
encourage
as a writer.
everybody to get out and explore every corner. And I wanted to talk to you today about one of the corners that maybe doesn't get as explored as often as it should, the Navajo Nation up in northeastern Arizona.
I mean, we have so many parts of Arizona. You know, from our heritage, Monument Valley, you know, petrified forest, but yeah, the Navajo Nation, that's fabulous.
I was up there for a few days just recently, and I try to get up there every couple of years, every year if I can, and it's just so spectacular. So I'll talk to you just a little bit about some of the highlights, because I think you can certainly make a whirlwind trip, but I think a lot of people are a little more intimidated about going. They don't, you know, they feel like maybe it's a little harder to get around. The only real difference is that they recognize daylight savings time on the Navajo Nation. The only part in Arizona, because the nation sprawls across multiple states. So yes, so you
they
have
chose
to be
it.
prepared.
We didn't.
Yeah.
Well, I know, and there are some major things on the Navajo Nation that Arizona is famous for.
Oh yes, we'll start with Canyon de Chelly, which is it looks like Canyon de Chelly if you see it written out, so some people pronounce it like that, but it's Canyon de Chelly. And this is one of those amazing places, because I think we're trained in Arizona for, as canyons, where you look over the edge of a canyon and you expect just this wild country and stuff. And Canyon de Chelly, it's very pastoral. It's really amazing. It's very steep and high walled, but you're gazing down at farmlands and green meadows and horses grazing, because it's still farmed and lived by Navajo families, as it has been for centuries. There's beautiful old ruins down there, but it's just so beautiful, that contrast of pastoral farmland and streams and cottonwood trees along the bottom with these 1,000-foot high sheer cliffs. And if you want to explore the canyons itself, there are Navajo tours. You can take a Jeep tour, go horseback riding, go hiking. It's very fun.
Is it true? I heard there are ladders that in Canyon de Chelly, that you climb ladders to get to.
Well, there used to be. I mean, there were a lot of there were a lot of ruins and tucked along in the cliffs that date back, so they were more inaccessible. So I think there are some ladders in and out of those. There is one trail that you can hike without a Navajo guide, the White House Ruins Trail, and it goes down one of the walls about 600 feet. You think it would be very hard, but it's a moderate trail, and it takes you down to a beautiful old ancient cliff dwelling down there that's tucked under against the rock walls, and it's just a spectacular place. And here's a place that a lot of people have never heard of, Coal Mine Canyon.
And I say I haven't. Coal Mine Canyon, were there coal mines there, or does it just look like a coal mine, Roger?
Actually, well, it looks like Bryce Canyon to me. I mean, it reminds me of Bryce, except it's wilder, more savage. It has sort of an untamed quality. But yes, there was a vein of coal, low-grade coal there that the Navajos and Hopis have mined for ages. But you need a permit to go before you go here. It's about 15 miles east of Tuba City. You need to stop at the tribal office in Cameron on your way there, get the permit.
And it's beautiful.
But it's spectacular. The colors are just amazing. You can walk along the rim. You can have a picnic. You drive right up to it. So I mean, it's very easy to get to. And but the scenery is just spectacular to watch the light changing through the day.
How about, this is kind of an interesting name, and I want to know why. But it's the Navajo Capital Window Rock.
Window Rock.
Oh, why did I call it Window Rock, Roger?
It's because there is a window in the rock. It's this huge formation, this beautiful opening through the rock, and it's really an amazing place to see. They've got a little park around it with a monument to Navajo code talkers and other war veterans. It's really a special place to be and to visit.
As if that weren't enough, Monument Valley is there on the Navajo Nation.
Monument Valley is one of my favorite places. This straddles the Arizona-Utah border. You go there and it feels like the edge of the world. It feels like you're standing on an ancient shoreline looking at shipwrecks washed up from ages ago. It's just amazing to see these monoliths that vault from the sand and sagebrush and pierce a tall sky. It's just so spectacular. Yep. It's the reason I live in Arizona is because of Monument Valley and places like it. Because
you saw movies with it, right?
I grew up watching Western movies and fell in love with that landscape and said, you know, I want to be there. I want to see need that.
Good choice. Well, you're certainly seeing more of it than most of us, but you help give us tips about, you know, what to see and all that kind of stuff too. And you happen to be famous for wanting to eat along the trail somewhere. And so we're going to take a break.
What
And
are
when
you
we come
famous
back,
for?
Roger will lead us into our chef because he brought Chef Moeller here. We'll be right back.
Say, hey, good looking, what you got cooking?
So, Roger Naylor, I know you like to eat on the trail. Some of these don't seem like trail places, especially this one. Who did you bring today?
Food is just a big part of travel, no matter whether you're hiking or road tripping or whatever. You want to experience some great food. And this is some of the best you'll find in Sedona. I brought Chef Ron Moeller from Red's Restaurant at Sedona Rouge Hotel, one of the best restaurants you can have when you're in the Red Rocks of Sedona.
Well, I tell you, I'm believing that. I'm totally believing that. Chef Ron, wonderful to have you with us today.
Good morning, Sandy. Thank you.
I tell you, you were making it smell so good that, you know, we're all hungry. We're all drooling over this food, and you haven't even gotten started yet, really.
No, absolutely. I got
it's
some great
fabulous.
stuff that I'd like to do for you this morning, and we'll see
Okay.
how it goes.
Well, and as you cook, we're going to talk about how you got started in cooking and all that kind of stuff. So what are you
Alrighty.
building for us?
Well, we're going to start out with the salad today. We got some wonderful roasted beets, which I've already done here, but I just kind of brought some as a demo. What we did earlier is I took these beets, put them in some foil, roasted them in the oven, probably about half an hour, 45 minutes.
That's
let
a
them
good
get going.
secret. They're kind of hard to cook, beets are.
So they are.
Yeah, they take a
get
while.
Those, and then you kind of cool them down enough to handle, and then just kind of pull them
Very
out,
good
peel them
trick.
off, and you got these wonderful roasted beets right here.
These are beautiful.
I bought some really nice kale. This kale is from Forest Dale Farms at Flagstaff. I buy a lot of local products when I can.
Part of
So-
what makes your food so
I
enviable
think
and
so.
delicious.
I think so.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I know you focus on that a lot.
So what we're going to do today is, as we got the beets done, we're just going to toss in a little herb vinaigrette here. This is our house herb vinaigrette, which we make in the restaurant.
Ooh, that looks good.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm going to learn your secrets, and then I'll be a really good cook.
That's good. Then I'm going to come hire
Yeah.
you.
That's
Be
why I
looking
have you
for
on the show. It's like someday I'm going to cook like this, Roger. You'll be
Alrighty.
surprised.
So we got some wonderful plates here. Just kind of put this on there.
Okay, while we're talking, I have to say, you know, people may not know this, but you have cooked for celebrities in Hollywood, politicians all over. You've been on the cooking scene for a
I'm
while.
lucky enough to have done that. Absolutely, some
Yeah.
pretty big names, but
Do you have any famous
still,
like favorites that you dare mention? I don't know.
you know, politicians. We got Arizona Senator John McCain, Hillary Clinton, which is Secretary of State. Susan Sarandon was a lot of fun.
She's like my
So-
favorite. I was hoping you would say Susan Sarandon.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely.
wonderful.
So
No
there's a
pressure.
lot
So
of,
this didn't bother you at all, does
not
it?
at, well, no, not at all. It's just-
Jeez.
So we're gonna also, on top of this salad, we're gonna do a little bit of goat cheese. Gonna sprinkle that on there.
Goat cheese is so exotically wonderful. I went to
I love
Paris.
the texture of it.
Yes.
It's
I don't
just
know why
amazing.
we don't eat more, but it is like a
Oh,
hidden secret.
I do.
You know.
So then we're gonna sprinkle our roasted beets around there.
Is this kind of a fad? Beets seem to me like we haven't heard a lot about them. All of a sudden, like golden beet salad.
They are. A lot of things we go through stages and fads, just like a lot of other things in life. But beets are definitely not only one of my favorites. Just kind of like to put them in.
They have a great texture. The color is beautiful. I mean, that is absolutely a gorgeous salad.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Candied pecans. Just a little bit of candied pecans.
You know the texture. I see you're getting some different textures.
Yeah,
in
we got
here.
some crunch there. We got some nice roasted beets, which are soft. We got the soft goat cheese.
Yeah.
So all those really kind of combine, and I think it's just a wonderful salad. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to do just a little bit of color. So from Sweet Greens, Arizona, we have some nice little citrus marigolds. So we have these wonderful flowers, which are just really great.
Okay, I love this. There's so many flowers that are actually edible. So, but
Absolutely,
they're like
yeah.
mushrooms. Don't just go eating the flowers,
You can't just
right?
do all. You have to have certain types. There are certain types
But
that
these are
edible.
like
absolutely.
little marigolds.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, you can
They're
eat
different.
those. All right. Those
Okay.
are delicious. When
So
did you
that's-
start cooking? Okay.
You
did
know, I really started cooking at an early age. My family, my mother was a huge inspiration. So
Yeah,
I
really?
took a passion from early on. As I got older, just realized, hey, if somebody's going to pay me to do this, I'd like to do it.
Because you liked it that much.
I loved it that much.
What was your goal? Did you have kind of a dream where you wanted to go with this restaurant?
Yeah, actually I did. I would get up, you know, before I really kind of got going professionally, I'd buy cooking magazines and I would see chefs in these great coats and people are taking pictures of them and on TV, and I thought, okay, that's my goal. That's what I want to do. And I've been fortunate enough to make it happen, but...
yeah, you've seen more famous people than I have. How's that? Wow.
She's seen my bio and my resume.
I should cook.
So
Why didn't I think of being
it's a lot of fun. You don't go hungry, I'll tell you that. Okay, so next we're going to roll into some bacon Brussels sprouts. Okay, bacon, right? Bacon goes with everything.
Makes everything good.
So I put these in. These are in my restaurant on my menu right now. I go ahead and I had these going for a little bit. We got some nice crisp bacon, Brussels sprouts, with some herb marinated pork loin chops.
Oh.
Okay.
So you put these in for a few hours with different herbs and
I
things?
did. Actually, last night I marinated them. We have some, I have a bowl of right here. This was earlier. We have a nice oil and herb marinade. Pork loin chops. It was marinated overnight. They're really nice and thin, so they cook up really quick.
And it gets it right in there.
The flavor's already
beautiful.
down in there.
Yeah.
So, has already had this going.
And Brussels sprouts are tricky. You know,
they take a little while to cook. They're probably a little longer than you'd expect. So just be patient with them. It's really nice to get them nice crispy too. Nice little golden brown on the end.
Okay.
Of course, by the time the bacon's done and you got all the flavors in there, we got a little bit of salt in there as well. Then I think that's a good texture right there.
Beautiful. So they're still sort of green. And
still green.
Yeah.
You can see some right here, kind of nice and crispy, and that's kind of what you're shooting for right there.
A little crust. I just had some
Absolutely.
grilled lettuce salad yesterday, and I thought that was going to be really weird, and it was very delicious.
I do have a grilled endive salad on my menu currently.
Same kind of
It's
principle.
Very popular. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. You're thinking, wow, grilling lettuce on the grill. But some of them, you can't just throw any lettuce on there. You have to have certain types that'll stand up to it. So, of course, we have our pork loin chops, which are already done. Just going to kind of toss those on there. Now, earlier, I had made an Ouzo Fennel chutney.
Ouzo? Wait a minute. Is it what I think it is?
It is a liqueur. It's a Greek liqueur. We have nice anise flavor in there. And what I did is I took a fennel, diced it up, just reduced it down. It does take a while, so I had it already made for TV here because it takes about half an hour to get through here. So with some vegetable stock, some ouzo, a little bit of sugar, we have this wonderful chutney that has a nice sweetness, which really anything with sweet goes really nice with pork.
This is why you're famous. Nobody would ever think of using ouzo for it. Absolutely gorgeous. Just keep going with this. This is beautiful. We'll watch you.
I think this is just a great flavor, and this is, again, one of the...
I love it.
One of the reasons that I just love to cook is because that creativity. I can kind of come up with different flavors, try to meld them together, and create some really different things.
Well, you have to be creative. It looks absolutely gorgeous. Roger Naylor, thanks for introducing us to him. And Chef Ron Mueller, thanks for joining us from the Sedona Rouge Hotel and Spa in Sedona, obviously.
Beautiful Sedona. Thank you very much.
Thank you. These look delicious. All right, don't go away. We're going to be right back.
Says we're too loud, and I wonder, can I hold a crowd? And I wonder.
And that is the launch of Sandy and Friends. I really appreciate you joining us. And tomorrow, stay tuned because we are going to celebrate Halloween. Underground Prescott, what is under those streets? And then we're going to have some movie reviews for you. So that's all coming up tomorrow. Thanks so much for joining me. Thanks to my wonderful live audience. Great to have you. And thanks for being my friends.
Thank you for being a friend. Travel down the
Closed captioning is brought to you by Cliff Castle Casino Hotel, voted #1 casino for 17 years in a row.